Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and today we got some bad injury news on wide receiver Curtis Samuel, who had a setback in today's practice. So I'll talk about the injury and when I think he will be available for the Washington football team to play this season. And I'll also talk about the captains. The Washington football team finally named their captain, so we'll talk about that real quickly at the end of the video. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content. Also hit that like button and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. Let's get right into it. Okay, so like I said, some bad injury news for Curtis Samuel. So he was listed as a non-participant in practice after he tweaked a groin while warming up, and I'll show you guys a clip of when that did happen. So very unfortunate news because, Ron Rivera last week said, Curtis Samuel would practice for the first time on Monday, and he did, and it just looks like it didn't work out because let me find the tweet right here. Rivera says that Curtis Samuel didn't come out of Monday's practice quite as well as he hoped. We'll continue to monitor that. So I really do not think there's a chance Curtis Samuel plays in week 1, especially after it was already in question if he was going to play. Now he tweaks his groin and is, listed as listed as DNP, did not participate. He likely will be out for this week, and also if he's going to be out for this week, it really doesn't make sense to play him against the Giants when it's 4 days later. You might as well, if he doesn't play week 1, take advantage of that long layoff between week 2 and week 3, which is going to be 10 days. And at the earliest, I think we will see Curtis Samuel in week 3. I don't want, there's people on Twitter speculating that, he's out for the year, he's out for 6-8 weeks. None of us, or at least I, am not a doctor, so we have no idea what happened with this injury. All we have is a quick clip, and we don't even know if that's when he injured it. It probably is, and who knows? He could be out for 6 weeks. He could be out for longer than that, but at least right now, I really don't want to speculate until something actually happens when Washington puts him on IR or if they do something. But until that happens, like I said, don't want to speculate too much. So here is the clip. Mitch Tischler, a great guy, he was recording and he said this is the last route Curtis Samuel ran on the field before walking off the field and off to the side and working with the trainers. You can tell he knew, and it didn't look great. So I'll show this clip a few times for you guys right here. So you see him, run a route a little bit, and he kind of pulls up a little bit and starts walking away, takes his helmet off and starts, shaking his head a little bit. You can tell he's disappointed right there, and he kind of knows that he probably tweaked something right there. And then after that, you guys saw the pictures right here. Curtis Samuel was on the side field getting stretched out by Ryan Vermillion. So obviously not what you want to see, and it's just unfortunate because, he's been out for so long and it hasn't recovered. Like, he had a day of light practice on Monday. He was, I think, listed as limited and just doing, individual drills, and after that and a day of rest. They did not practice on Tuesday. He comes back on Wednesday and just doesn't look good, and especially, and when I mean doesn't look good, I'm talking about his groin. And especially, Rivera saying he didn't come out of Monday's practice quite as well as we hoped. That really tells me that very, very unlikely he plays in week 1 and week 2 as well. Because like I said, it doesn't make sense for him to not play in week 1 and then play in week 2 unless he's totally healthy. And I just don't really think that's going to be the case. So my prediction, and like I said, don't want to speculate too much, but earliest we can see him play is week 3, and then after that, who really knows, because we just don't know the severity of this groin injury, but it definitely is concerning. I'll show you guys another clip right here. I'll show you guys another clip, and this is way longer, so you'll be able to see, what happens after the injury, and I'll read it right here. Limping, head shaking, trying to stretch it out, called the train over. So you guys will see this right here. He's starting to walk over. I'll even put it out in full screen for you guys. Actually, the cropping doesn't work, but you see him right there. Doesn't look too happy, shaking his head, trying to stretch out, and just he knows he did something and not walking too well there, limping a little bit, and then finally calls over the trainer, talks to him. You can just tell he doesn't seem happy, and it's unfortunate. Like I said, he's our second biggest signing of free agency. We paid him big money to be, our second receiver, and this just means that at least for the first week or second week, if he's out, Dyami Brown is going to have to step up big time. So is Cam Sims and these other guys we have on the roster. And, maybe if they do place him on IR, which you guys got to keep in mind, IR this year, you can come off after 3 weeks. So if this does happen, they can bring in another receiver. Maybe they put AGG on the active roster. Maybe it just means that Dax Milne will get some increased playing time. But it's going to be something to monitor, and I want to really see what happens tomorrow, Thursday, because he's not going to practice tomorrow. There's no way, but I want to see, what the team puts out. Do they put him on IR? Or if he's not on IR tomorrow, that is a good sign just in terms of, the severity of the injury. Hopefully it's all good, and I'm hoping for the best, but I'm a little skeptical, but I'm not as skeptical as some people saying they think he's out for the year or they think he's out for 8+ weeks. I just can't say right now. We just don't have enough information to say if he's going to be out or not. So if he's out, though, we'll have Adam Humphries 100% in the slot, with Terry McLaurin on the outside, and then Dyami Brown likely the other outside receiver with Cam Sims as the next guy up. Even without Curtis Samuel, this receiving core is much better than last year, where we had Dontrell Inman, Jeff Badette, Robert Foster, and Steven Sims, and Cam Sims as our supporting cast. We upgraded that with Adam Humphries, who is a proven receiver in this league, had 850 yards in his best year with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Also, added Dyami Brown, who I think is going to make an impact right away, and Cam Sims is getting better as well. So I still, obviously it is a huge loss if he's out for a significant period of time, but I do think our receiving core is much, much better than last year. Still not great. Without Curtis Samuel, it's still, it's a below average receiving core, but that's much better than what we had last year. So real quick, the team captains for this year: Ryan Fitzpatrick, not surprising at all. Almost every single quarterback is a captain. If they're not, that is very, very concerning. So good to hear that. Chase Young, who was a captain last year once Dwayne Haskins got his badge taken off. Jonathan Allen was the captain last year as well. Terry McLaurin as well mid-season. Brandon Sheriff was a captain last year. And then Logan Thomas got, voted captain. I love that, second year, and it's great to see, others around him view him as a leader. John Bostic, last year he was not a captain. He's a captain this year. He's a good veteran guy and is a good leader. So I'm not, even though he's not an amazing player, I am not surprised at all that he was named team captain. He's a veteran guy, always helping guys around him. And then DeShazer Everett is a captain at, special teams captain. So it's a lot of guys. It's 8 guys. But, I love to see the guys that are on this list, some guys that aren't, that maybe, people thought would be. Someone like Landon Collins, who was on the list last year, but he's not this year. And besides that, really don't see anyone else that, you would think would be on there. If you do, let me know in the comment section below. And besides that, there weren't any other players that were, that the media listed out on the injury report. So we'll see. That is good news, though, that, they didn't say anything about William Jackson or any of the other guys. So that tells me that at least William Jackson looks like he is ready to go for week 1, because if he wasn't, I'm sure the media would have said something about him working on the side or him not working at all. So I'm going to be interested to see on Friday when they put out the injury report, what it looks like, and if Curtis Samuel is automatically out for Sunday, or if they put him out for doubtful or questionable. So thank you guys for watching the video. If you did enjoy, please hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss a video. Peace out, guys.